If you look into your pocket right now or, check the balance on your phone, you see a number,
Right.
and that number means something. But when you really think about it, that dollar bill is it's just paper. The number on your phone is just code on a server somewhere.
Exactly.
So why does everyone agree that these things, this paper and these numbers are worth, well, everything?
That is the big question, isn't it? And it's why we're here. We've gone through the sources you sent over to really track this invisible idea of value.
So today we're doing a deep dive. We're going to trace the journey of money from ancient shells all the way to the little beep your phone makes at the grocery store.
And our mission is to get everyone to stop thinking of money as just cash or a number and start seeing it for what it really is.
Which is?
A super smart and very sophisticated game that we all agree to play. It's a game that's built on one thing and one thing only: trust.
Okay, so to get this, you have to understand the problem money solved in the first place.
You have to go way, way back. Back to the beginning.
Before money, there was just barter. And our sources call this the Great Barter Mess, which I think it hits the nail on the head.
It really does, because barter is, at its heart, super simple. You give me that, I give you this.
Right. The example they use is great. Maya has apples and Leo has eggs.
Super easy trade. Maya says, how about 5 of my apples for 10 of your eggs? Leo agrees. Done. Simple.
But that's where the simplicity ends. Because the next day, Maya wants a new pair of shoes from Sophia, the shoemaker.
And this is the problem. Sophia doesn't want any apples. She's got plenty. What she actually needs is a haircut.
And Maya, our apple farmer, is not a barber.
Not at all. So she can't just trade her apples for shoes. She's stuck.
So what does she do? She has to go find someone who wants her apples and also has something that Sophia wants.
Which is a haircut. So she's now running around town trying to find a barber who's hungry for apples.
That sounds like chaos.
Well, it was total chaos. That's what economists call the double coincidence of wants. And it was a huge drag on everything. It meant people spent more time trying to trade than actually, making things.
So this inefficiency, it basically demanded a solution.
Absolutely. It was the bottleneck on human progress. We had to invent something better.
And that's when people realized they needed one special thing, one item that everyone agreed was valuable.
Exactly. Even if you didn't need it yourself right that second. And that brings us to the first big invention: commodity money.
We're talking about magic beans, shells, shiny rocks.
All of that. And one of my favorite facts from the sources: some societies use huge, massive rocks that nobody could even carry.
Wait, how does that work? If you can't carry it, how can you use it as money?
Because it wasn't about carrying it, it was about the shared agreement of who owned it. The whole village knew that that giant rock belonged to Leo.
So Leo could trade his ownership of the rock, even if the rock itself never moved an inch.
Precisely. It was a public ledger, just made of stone, pure, visible, agreed-upon value.
Okay, so a giant rock is one thing, but that seems like a pretty big leap to, say, seashells.
It was a huge leap because shells were portable. They became the first sort of widely accepted medium of exchange. Maya gives shells to Sophia for shoes. Sophia gives those shells to someone else for a haircut.
They just go round and round.
But shells had their own problems. They could break. They weren't all the same. And if you wanted to buy something really expensive, you'd need a mountain of them.
So we needed something better, more durable, rarer.
Which leads us to invention number 2.
Metal coins. Clink, clink.
Gold and silver. They don't rust, they shine, you can melt them down, and most importantly, they're hard to find everywhere in the world.
And this is when governments got involved, right?
Yeah.
Stamping their faces on them.
That was the key. A king or a queen would stamp the coin to guarantee its weight and its purity. It was the original seal of approval. It created universal trust.
And coins were great. They lasted forever. Everyone trusted them. They were easy to count. But then you run into another problem.
The same problem as the shells, just heavier.
Right. The sources call it backache city. If you're really rich, carrying around 1,000 gold coins is not just a pain, it's a huge security risk.
The whole system was just too heavy, too clunky, and that's what pushed us toward the biggest leap of all.
The idea that the value didn't have to be in the object itself.
Yes. Which gives us invention number 3, paper money.
And this started in China, over 1,000 years ago?
Over 1,000 years ago, it was a brilliant idea. Instead of hauling around heavy gold, someone could just write a promise on a piece of paper.
A note that says this piece of paper is worth 10 gold coins, and the actual gold is locked away somewhere safe.
It's basically an IOU. a claim check for the real thing.
Yeah.
And at first, people must have thought it was crazy, trading shiny metal for a flimsy piece of paper.
But it worked because they trusted the promise. They believed the gold was actually there in the vault.
But that trust is fragile. And the sources have this classic story, right? The king who realizes how easy it is to just print more paper promises.
He gets greedy. He prints way more paper than he has gold to back it up.
And what happens when people find out?
They all rush to the vault to get their gold. They find out the promise is empty,
Yeah.
and poof.
Poof. The paper becomes worthless overnight. It's the ultimate lesson. If you break the trust, you break the money.
Which feels especially important today because we've moved even further away from that. We're on invention number 4 now.
Digital money. Invisible magic. Almost all the money in the world today is just numbers in a computer.
So when I tap my card at a store, the money, as the sources say, flies through the air.
Well, it flies through wires and satellites, but what's really happening is that your bank is just changing a number on its central ledger.
It's just updating a spreadsheet.
That's all it is. Your balance goes down, the store's balance goes up. The beep you hear is just the confirmation that 2 numbers on a database have been changed.
And there's no gold backing it up. It's not a claim on a physical thing anymore.
No. Its value comes from the promise of the government that issues it and our collective trust in the banking system to keep the ledger accurate. That little digital beep is doing the exact same job as handing over a gold coin 2,000 years ago.
Okay, so that evolution makes sense. But let's get into what money actually does. The sources lay out these 3 big jobs, or superpowers.
The 3 superpowers, I like that. They're the core functions that let money solve that whole barter mess.
So power number 1, making exchange easy. The teleport power.
This is the most obvious one. It lets you trade your apples for shoes without having to find a barber. It just instantly connects your value to someone else's.
It gets rid of that double coincidence of wants.
Completely. Then you have power number 2, which is being a unit of account. I'd call this the ruler power.
The ruler power. Okay, so it's a way to measure value.
It gives us a common language. Instead of saying a comic book is worth 10 candy bars and a bike is worth 100 comic books, you just say the candy is 50 cents, the comic is $5.
And the bike is $500. It just makes comparing things simple.
It allows for complex markets to even exist. And that brings us to the third, and maybe the most profound, power.
A store of value. The time machine power.
Yes. This is money's ability to move your hard work through time.
So if I mow a lawn today and earn $10,
You don't have to spend it today. You can put that $10 away, and 6 months from now, you can use it to buy a skateboard.
you're basically teleporting your past effort into your future.
That's a perfect way to put it. You're storing the value of your work. But what's so fascinating here is that none of these 3 powers, exchange, measure, or storage, can work without that one secret ingredient.
Trust.
Collective trust. The whole system is built on it.
It's kind of wild when you stop and think about it. We spend our lives working for this stuff, this paper, these numbers that are technically worthless.
But we do it because we have absolute faith that other people will accept them for things that have real value, like food and shelter.
It's a giant trust game with 8 billion players.
The biggest, most successful cooperative game in human history. And this is where we have to talk about that idea from Charlie Munger.
Right, the very wise investor. The sources say he had a super cool way to think about money.
It's more than super cool. It's profound. It ties this entire history together.
Okay, what's the quote?
Munger said, "Money is just a claim on future human effort."
A claim on future human effort. Okay, let's really break that down.
Don't rush past it because it changes everything. It means that every dollar you have isn't just a piece of paper, it's a golden ticket.
A golden ticket for what?
A ticket that says some human somewhere in the future will do work for you. It's a claim on their time, their skills, their energy.
Wow. So when I save $1,000, I'm not really saving paper. I'm saving up the future labor of other people.
You are hoarding a claim on future work from strangers.
That feels incredibly powerful, but also a little strange. It reframes what it means to spend money.
It does. Think about it. When you buy that video game for $50.
I'm not just buying the game.
No, you are exercising your claim. You're handing over your golden tickets and saying to the programmers, the artists, the writers, give me the results of your past effort.
And when I buy an ice cream cone,
You're claiming the immediate future effort of the person scooping it for you, plus the past effort of the truck driver who delivered it and the farmer who raised the cow. Every single transaction is a trade of effort across time.
so spending money is trading my past work for someone else's future work.
That is the fundamental exchange. It moves money from being about math to being about people, about human cooperation and labor.
This has been an incredible journey, so let's just quickly recap what we've learned.
We started with the chaos of barter and saw how money was invented out of pure necessity,
We tracked its evolution from, shells and giant rocks.
all the way through metal coins, the big idea and paper promises, and now to the digital ledgers that run the world.
Then we hit the three superpowers. It's a medium of exchange, a unit of account, and a store of value.
And we learned that none of it works without universal trust. But the biggest idea, the one to really hold on to, is Munger's.
That money is just a claim on future human effort, proof that you did work and are owed work in return.
Exactly.
Now, to make this real for you, the sources had a really cool activity to try.
Right, the future effort jar. This is how you can bring that concept to life. So instead of just tracking money, you start tracking effort.
So if I do a chore, I write it down on a slip of paper, helped carry groceries.
Yes, and you label it as a claim. That claim is worth something specific, like 1 future ice cream or 1 hour of video game time.
And you put that slip in the jar, and when you want to cash it in, you're not spending money.
You are consciously exercising a claim on effort that you already earned.
That's fascinating.
And the big question it leaves you with is this. How does thinking about money as a thank you ticket for human effort change how you feel about what you earn and what you buy?
Does it make you value it more? Does it make you appreciate the effort that went into everything you purchase?
That's the thought to mull over.
Just by understanding this, that money is trust and money is delayed effort, you now understand how finance really works, maybe better than most adults. So go out there and use those golden tickets wisely.